Aloha, I'm Yoshi, the handy Hawaiian. I'm the guy who built the 80-foot fence, well, half of the 80-foot fence on your Parisian Place Palace property. Why half is not full? Well, the story told me is that there was a problem with my speed and my work ethic, which is unfortunate to hear, especially because I was looking forward to doing more work on your beautiful property. But, you know, here's my side of the story. On day one of the project, which starts at the schematic, I was paid $40 to research, design, and draw up a cool schematic for this project, which I did here. So on the schematic is a detailed list of all the parts and materials needed and the tools that I need to complete this job. So on day one of the project, as I got on property and went to go get supplies with Lady M, she made comments as to really appreciating how cheap and affordable my rates are for this job, which is cool, I guess. Once we got to Home Depot, upon her behest and V's advisement, I was told to keep the project as cheap as possible. So I did so. So what I did was I got rid of the top rail, and then I used only about 5 of the 10 poles I needed, because there were some poles already dug there, though they were not set in cement as per code. They were still pretty sturdy, and I was told to use them. So I used them. So I used 5 poles instead of 10 poles, and I used 4 bags of cement instead of 8. You know, here, I'll send you a whole list. I got none of the tools that were required. None. Instead, I used tools that I scavenged that were sprawn about your property, and I repaired them. I even MacGyvered a tool out of a large pole, and I hammered it into a spike shape, and just dug it. You know, there's a video of me doing it right there. That was hard. Yeah, it just goes on like that all day. It was just all day. Sun up and sun down, I did that until it got dark. But I finished all the digging that day. On day 2, I told Lady M and Mr. V that this would be cement day. Cement day is basically me taking 4 of these huge 50-pound bags of cement. They're not that huge. It sounds dramatic, but I take this bag of cement, rip them open, put them in a pit, and then mix them with water for like a lot. And it's just a lot of labor. Whatever. I got it done that day. So after setting the poles, I went and helped V again with his project. After helping V with this project, while Lady M was giving me a tour of the foliage on the property and asking me for help to fix that, which I can do, suddenly the water irrigation system burst close to the foundation of your property. So instead of just allowing it to flood your property and damage your property, your statues, your foliage, I used these tools that I repaired and dug an improvised moat all along and used that water to flow into the drier areas of your garden, which your gardeners have been neglecting, as told to me by Lady M. So instead of just leaving it to the gardeners and not handling this task, I handled it real quick and went home with my pay that day. And Lady M told me that she would like me to take that Thursday off and not show up. Don't know why, no questions asked. Day 3 of this project, which is that Friday, this date, I walk on the property and Lady M compliments my work. She told me how V checked the plumbing, the levelness of my poles. It was all music to my ears.
Excuse me.
Sorry, it's just so full of yummy compliments that day. Unfortunately, there was no chain link on property at the moment because some mix up with V and the Range Rover. So instead of just sitting there and not doing anything, I helped V again by bolting down the panel onto the ceiling of his van, which was my original idea, but he did not like it at first. Once V returned on property with the chain link, I had just finished bolting down the panels. So I take these huge, bulking pieces of 6-foot long steel galvanized chain link and I walk them over the property and I throw them down and I throw out 40 feet of it, which is half. Towards the end of the day, it started to get a little dark. And I knew that throwing up the other half of the fence without this tool, this very essential, very necessary tool that I needed to do this part of the fence that I did not have, that I improvised using a chain and a strap ratchet system to stretch the chain link as taut as possible and clinking it, completing this side of the fence. I came back day 4 ready to work on the other side of the fence, which was the 4th possible day, the final day of the project. I would have threw up the other half of the fence, but I was told not to. I have no idea why, but I was told not to. So instead of just sitting on property, I helped V again with his project, finishing it. While finishing it and getting everything powered up properly, it started to rain and it started to blow a really hard wind and there were storm clouds in the sky. So I decided, since Miss M did not come to speak to me directly when she got back on property, that I would leave and come back another day when it wasn't storming and finish the fence. And now I'm told not to, which is unfortunate. But I'm gonna take my L with pride. I hope that you come to find that the work is actually pretty good. Sorry that it seemed to take too long. I really needed these tools. Very sorry. And so I would like to ask you, as a successful businessman, filmmaker, entrepreneur, and restaurateur, for feedback. What could I do to better grow my business in your eyes? I'm sorry this happened. Questions, comments, concerns, please let me know at your behest.